Hello, hello, hello. It worked. It actually worked. So I've been messing around trying to get my computer working. So reinstalling stuff. But it appears to have worked. I'm broadcasting. I copied all the files and folders and things, and it worked. Praise be. This is why you buy a Mac, you see. You just drag stuff around. Hopefully you're getting this. Shall we have a look at the news? Because I haven't had a chance to look at the news today because I've been piddling around with computer lag. So we'll see what's going on. We had an update. Do you remember yesterday we talked about this fella, Adam Graham, do you remember? And he now is this fellow, see? Winky on show there. Do you remember that? Do you remember that when Harry was going to be... He's convicted of 2 terrible crimes. And he was going to be held in an all-women's prison whilst awaiting sentencing, Cornton Vale Prison. Well, anyway, Nicola Sturgeon has had to address the issue and has confirmed that Adam Graham will not remain in women's prisons. Yeah, well, whilst speaking at the Scottish Parliament today, she told the Scottish Parliament the risk assessment is underway. Risk assessment? He's a double, However, as in all cases, the Scottish Prison Service will not wait until an assessment is completed if they think action is required more quickly. Again, they're jibber-jabbering. Shouldn't be there. Everyone's becoming aware to this now. We have an update on Andrew Tate. Remember, Andrew Tate is the influencer. Boo, he's bad. I don't know. I don't know anything about him other than what's been... I don't know. He was on Big Brother, I think, wasn't he? But anyway, we have an update because he's being held by Romanian cops on lots of claims of trafficking and people trafficking and whatnot, and setting up an organised crime group. He's being held with his brother, but he claims, right, that he's only being held because the woman who's accusing him, one of the women who's accusing him of these crimes, only reported him to the Romanian cops because he refused to buy her sister a €200,000 house. There you go. Or he's letting it all grow out. Look, he's letting it all grow out. Doesn't look so cool. See, bald men are cool. Everyone knows that. When you let it grow out like that, he just looks like someone who's should be selling a big issue. But yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that. I wonder if they're going to let him go. But he went to Romania because he thought the law would be easier. Would be a bit laxer with the various businesses that he's involved in. But it didn't work out for him. Didn't work out for him at all, did it? This is a good one. This is Hackney Council. Hackney Council says it's going to ban 75% of cars. Not ban 75% of cars, that makes sense. Ban cars, from 75% of its roads. The East London Borough is introducing what it calls a low traffic neighbourhood scheme in order to tackle traffic and pollution. They're part of me. I like the idea of it. See, it's going to be like that, and everyone's going to live in utopia, and there'll be no more cars. I think that's a good thing. Everyone should go back to horse and cart, isn't it, missus? But I can't imagine what that's going to cause. See, I'm thinking of the knock-on effect, because you've got other very busy boroughs around there, all filtering from the east into London, and the knock-on effect of it is going to be horrendous. They say it's going to tackle traffic and pollution, but all it'll end up doing is pushing the problem elsewhere. The new low-traffic neighbourhoods will be introduced from this year up until 2025-26 in areas of Hackney. Only cyclists, emergency vehicles and waste lorries are allowed to pass through them. Disabled drivers that hold blue badges are allowed to drive through some traffic filters. Again, it's admirable, but we've got to somehow get rid of people. You've got to get people to stop using their cars. But I don't know if I just think it's going to be. It's just going to push the problem elsewhere. You see. Now this is an ongoing court case. Eva Green, she's an actress. You might know her. She's been in Casino Royale with James Bond. She's been in lots of films. Here she is. But she's up in the High Court at the moment because there's she was involved in a film, a science fiction film called A Patriot. It was due to go into production, but it was shut down in October 2019. And yes, she's suing the production company White Lantern Films for $1 million because the film just collapsed. Meanwhile, the film production people are they're releasing some of the emails she sent. But yeah, she's been in court saying that they're desperately trying to paint her as a diva. But in one of the emails, she called one of the producers a fucking moron, and the financial backers arseholes. I mean, but I don't know if that's her being a diva. I think she probably just got frustrated. But yeah, so it's going to be interesting. I do find these court cases fascinating. But yeah, they reckon Eva Green reckons that they're trying to create a false narrative around her demands and portray her as a diva rather than her being concerned about the quality of the film and whether or not it was going to be actually ever be made. Again, one of her spokesman said it seems to be designed to blacken the name of an actor who's not breached a contract or missed a day's shooting in a career span in 20 years. And he went on to say that White Lantern Productions had sought to lay every failure of the production at Miss Green's door. Again, she's very well known. She's a very well known actress, and I wonder if she'll win. I mean, if she doesn't, I imagine she's going to be in the hole. But yeah, the whole it was a mind you, £4 million movie. That's not a big movie. It's quite a small budget, isn't it? So especially for a sci-fi movie. So I've got a funny feeling she might not win. Meanwhile, we have a follow-up on yesterday's Japanese knotweed story. Yeah. Jeremy Henderson, who was sued by furniture designer Jonathan Downing over the sale of the 3-bedroom property in Rains Park, has spoken to the Daily Mail, because we read in the Daily Mail, so you don't have to. He's claiming it was just a simple mistake. He clicked the wrong box. And this is the form that you've again. I think we've filled in one of these, but of course there's no Japanese knotweed, and he claims he ticked the wrong box. He says he believes he suffered a miscarriage of justice and will have to sell his new house to pay the £200,000 bill. he said, "It's an outrageous and disgraceful decision that is a miscarriage of justice. I'm still in shock. I had no reason to believe there was any knotweed when I sold the house. When I bought it in 2015, I had a survey done and there was no evidence of any knotweed. I never saw it when I was living there, my family never saw it and neither did the neighbours." He added, "The judge has not understood my case at all and did not apply any common sense. This ridiculous decision just encouraged by ambulance-chasing lawyers." Mr. Henderson said matters between him and Dowling took a turn for the worse from the off when he received an aggressive legal letter telling him about the knotweed and demanded he pay £16,000 for its removal. He fumed. The letter accused me of being lying and fraudulent. To be honest, if the buyer had asked me if I was willing to split the cost of removing the knotweed, I might have considered it. I almost called Mr. Dowling to ask him why he thought I'd misled him, because I've got nothing against him. He says, with hindsight, I should have paid £16,000. Indeed, because that is an awful lot of money you've got to pay out. So he's got to pay £32,000 worth of damages. His opponent's lawyer's bills of £95,000, as well as his own costs, which are coming at about £100,000. So yeah, he's £200,000 in the can. Thing is, right, is when you're selling, you have another survey, and it should have come up on the survey. Now, if either of them had a survey and there was no knotweed come back in it, he could have used that in his defence. It sounds like someone cut corners. Either the buyer, now again, if the buyer had a survey, he could have said, well, your survey never threw up the knotweed. I don't know, something's not right here, because again, we've bought and sold quite a few properties and we always make sure we have surveys done and this, that, and this kind of thing should come up on it. And again, if there was a survey done during the purchase of that house, Mr. Henderson could have used that as his defence, saying that the surveyor never picked it up, and that's why he ticked the box. But maybe they were trying to save money. Again, sometimes saving money can end up costing you money. Good news, everybody. Poundland is opening new stores and going to relocate 50 new stores, creating 800 jobs. Yeah. Poundland's biggest ever Scottish store, measuring 18,380 square feet, will open in Glasgow in March. And this is what a Poundland looks like. No, everything doesn't cost £1. It used to. I think it's everything £1 and above, isn't it? But there will be also stores in Newport, Hantrizant, Rotherham. So there you go. I wonder where else have we got? Here we go. We've got some. We've got, like I say, we've got Barnet at the Spire Shopping Centre, Newport, Hantrizant at Glamorgan Vale Retail Park, High Walk, Wellington Centre in Aldershot, Timberley Lane, Castle Bromwich, Crown Street Retail Park, Lordship Lane, East Dulwich in South East London, and a Parkgate in Rotherham, South Yorkshire. So there you go. Pound Shop Britain. That's what we need. Or researchers. Well, we've got researchers at Vrije University in Amsterdam, in the Netherlands, smoking a pancake. That's annoyed all the Dutch viewers. I've been looking into hunky men. I wonder if these are the female researchers by any chance. But they've found that women are more attracted to rugged men like Chris Hemsworth and Jason Momoa. Where's Jason Statham? He should be on the list. They reckon the looks are defined by a sharper nose, chin, an angular jawbone. I think I've just put something out then. And higher cheekbones. I have got cheekbones, honest. Because when I look in the mirror, I know I look like this. You people. But yeah. Jason Statham should have made the list. And apparently, yeah, and women are more attracted to these types during times of uncertainty. There you go. Women prefer tougher faces in uncertain times, and these are uncertain times, and that is why you are here watching this. However, under the same circumstances, men are more attracted to women with tender faces, like Selena Gomez. I'm not sure who she is. We have some pictures here of women with tough faces. I think we call that resting bitch face. I mean, she just needs to run a comb through it. She'd be all right. She'd scrub up all right. And then we've got some male faces as well. They look like they're the guys from the barber shop, don't they? Tough and tender. They just they just kind of crumpled their noses up. Tough, tender. Tough, tender. I can do that. Now you know. Uncertain times. Have you got a drone? Well, they say it's the Wild West out there. Wild West when it comes to drones. And new regulations that are being drawn up by our government are saying they want trackers. They want trackers put in the drone, so it has like its own kind of electronic number plate, so the police can track how high they fly and where they are. You know, the GPS signals. Do you remember not that long ago when drones were everywhere, weren't they? Everyone had a drone. Never really seen the thing. And that's the people who do they do that auditing thing where they just get in it. You know, it should be called irritating git with a camera, shouldn't it? Because they just get in people's faces and just annoy people. Have you ever seen those? They come out with my suggestions sometimes. Meanwhile, do you need to make some money? This is Alessandro Rossi, and he's 35, and he has good reason to look happy. Right? Why is he so happy? Because he's got a couple of parking spaces that he rents out in Dalston in East London. Here they are. You can see them here. They're marked in red. And he rents them out. Yeah, he rents them out. And he makes £7,000 a year. That's not bad. And it allows him. It's good because he hasn't got a car of his own, so you'd think his carbon footprint would be quite small. But by renting out these car parking spaces, it's allowed him to go on holiday to Italy or Spain several times a year. Oh! There you go. It's just, I mean, it's good if you can do it. Norovirus is back, everyone. Hooray! Norovirus. Who remembers? I've missed you, Norovirus. Apparently there's a graph. Look, there's a graph. But yeah, apparently there's been a rise in norovirus. Now, have you ever had norovirus? It's where it comes out of both ends at the same time. In the old days, I think they would have called it dysentery. But yeah, there's been a 7.8% rise. 371 beds per day in hospitals across England are filled with people suffering from the norovirus. They shouldn't be in hospital. They should be at home because it's incredibly virulent. When one person gets it in our household, we all go down like dominoes. The stories I could tell of norovirus in the locked towers. There was a time when Verity vomited in my trainers. They were new trainers. I had to throw them away. No matter how much I washed them, I couldn't get the smell of vomit out of my trainers, especially when I put them on, because the feet get warm, and then, vomit trainers. And then the time when she vomited behind the back of the radiator. You ever tried to get vomit out the back of the radiator? I don't know. It's not good, is it? Here's a hack for you. This is Esther Sturris. She works for KLM, the Dutch airline, and she's been on TikTok And she looks like a happy flight attendant. She's saying, I'm a happy flight attendant. I imagine that's what she's saying, but she's got hotel hacks apparently. And she says you should always put a shoe in your safe. Okay, but then surely you'd be walking around without a shoe. But you do that so that you never leave anything behind, because you think, where's my shoe? Oh, it's in the safe. I'm sorry. I just think you're gonna get a little bit peed off walking around with one shoe on. Like wee Willy Winky. Eh? No, that ain't. No, he's the one with the nightshirt. Who's the guy that has one shoe on and one shoe off? I'm sure there's a nursery rhyme. What else have we got here? Oh yeah, we had an update. I forgot. This is a separate story. I've got. Did I save it? Because I saw it. Do you remember the story? Do you remember the story of the dead man spotted in the restaurant? Do you remember? Do you remember that? He was in the restaurant and he's dead. And his missus went, "That's my husband. He's there with his son." Well, the man's late son, Alex Doherty, this is him here, getting a kiss. I guess that's I don't know who's kissing him, but yeah, he weighed in. He said, "No way, that's not my dad, and it's not me. She's got it wrong." He says, "You can see from the comments that people are really intrigued about this, and they want to know the answers. And the answer is that that's not my dad." He said he felt sorry for the restaurant for the unnecessary drama, and added, "I don't know what she was thinking." But again, this is the Spice Cottage. They showed off a new video on their Facebook page to show off the refurbishment. And and Lucy Watson was convinced that her late partner, Harry Doherty, was there at the Indian restaurant in Westbourne, West Sussex, but he died in 2014. And the restaurant was refurbished only recently. But yeah, he reckons she's just mistaken. So yeah, so that was the mystery solved. Wasn't really a mystery after all, was it? Meanwhile, poor old Matt Hancock. Yeah, who remembers Matt Hancock? Well, Matt Hancock was assaulted on the tube at Westminster. Here's some footage by this man. I don't know if can we watch the full video without it being a 3-minute advert. See, this is what I like about David. See, oh no, we have got it. Here he is. He's going up to him. Look, he's following him. He's following Matt Hancock. He's not even asking for an autograph. He's not saying, "How did you get on?" See, oh, it's all kicking off. Tube ladies involved. But yeah, the guy's an anti-vaxxer apparently. Well, that ain't good. He should be arrested just for that, shouldn't he? You know, because I'm full of vaccine, me. I'm not like the ready brick kid when I go out in the morning. I'm glowing. He's chasing him down the stairs. Look, he's one of these auditors I was telling you about. He's probably got a drone as well. Leave Hancock alone. It's not his fault he fell in love. He can't help it. Oh man, this is just harassment. Poor Hancock. I mean, he was hoping that, you know, I'm a Celebrity, get me out of here would rehabilitate him with the public. But yeah. There he is, mouthing off. Wow. So there we go. It's not very nice. It's not nice. It's not pleasant. Well, you might not like him. But remember what happened to, we've had 2 politicians murdered recently, and the public need to, be respectful, even if you don't like them. You don't have to do things like that. It's not good. It's not good. What else have we got here? Oh, the news is rather boring today, I must admit. Yeah. Here we go. This is Inspector of Constabulary Matt Parr. He was on BBC Radio 4 on the Today programme, and he claims that 1 in 10 police officers shouldn't have made it through vetting. Yeah. Apparently he's one of the police top watchdogs, and he claims that hundreds of rogue cops should never have been given a job. I heard that many of them never even had face-to-face interviews. It was all done over Zoom, apparently. But yeah. He said, we looked at hundreds of officers that have joined the police. Around 10% of them should not have gotten through the vetting. That was not a random sample. These are cases we'd highlighted, but a significant number of officers joined the police that, in our view, should not have done. But he added, he said, the problems with vetting had been widespread in forces across the country. It's not just the Met. He said, I think it's been historic. I do think that at last policing has smelt the coffee, woken up and recognised the scale of the problem. My goodness. I mean, Sir Mark Rowley, who's the head of the Met now, I mean, he's only been doing it for 4 months. Talk about a poison chalice. He reckons that 3 cops will face court every week until the foreseeable future, because they're all a little bit iffy. Oh, who wants some crazy? I mean, do you think she looks a bit crazy? Would you swipe right or would you swipe left? I'm not sure. But what's she been up to? Well, that's Helen Hewlett, and she is in a bit of bother, right? She stalked Paul Belton for more than 2 years, making false claims of sexual harassment, and eventually she went onto the dark web. Now, it's never good when anyone goes onto the dark web, is it? Because she went to an area called Online Killers Market, and she actually paid £20,000 to hire a hitman. Right? They'd had a brief fling. Obviously, it didn't work out for her, and yet poor Mr. Belton, here he is. No wonder he looks worried. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. They both worked at the Linda McCartney Vegetarian Frozen Food Factory in Fakenham, in Norfolk. Oh, we got a Norfolk story. Prosecutor Marty Blair told Norwich Crown Court the defendant's pursuit of staff trainer Mr. Belton had been relentless, leading to intimate touching and kissing in a car. There you go, they're both married. Yeah. And she became obsessed with him, bombarding him with emails and texts, as well as sending nude photos of herself and a video performing an act. And I don't mean she was doing impressions. A rude act. I don't know if any vegetables may have been used, but you never know. Think cucumbers. In desperation, he quit his job and moved to the Kinnerton Confectionery Factory, which makes chocolate products for Tesco's. You could say he was in a fine confection, wasn't he? But yeah, Hewlett allegedly followed him. Oh, boy. But yeah. But Hewlett denies stalking. The trial continues. Oh, I wonder how it's going to go. I wonder what it's going to... Oh, will she be found guilty? We'll never know. And this is the problem. We're going to have to follow that story. Yep, physiotherapists have gone out on strike. Yep. Hooray! Here they are. They're all on strike. That's outside St Thomas's. They were originally going to do 1 day strike, but they've stretched it to 2. I thank you. I apologise for anyone who follows me on Twitter who may have already read that joke, but I thought it was too good. I thought it was too good not to waste. Okay, you gotta do it, haven't you? Have we got any more? An update on yesterday's real life Squid Game. The contestants are considering suing Netflix, claiming that they were treated like animals, whilst 2 players were kicked out for doing the okey cokey. They were putting it in and out and shaking it all about. Indeed. So keep your eyes for that. Will Netflix be sued? I really do think there's a lack of animal stories. But good news. Meta has allowed Trump back on Facebook and Instagram. Hooray! He's back. He's coming home. He's coming. Trump is coming home. He's gonna get elected again, isn't he? I'm gonna have to look in the funny folder. Here we go. This is Luke Ansell, right? He made an order at designersofasforyou.co.uk for a £2,000 leather sofa, and he thought it's going to be lovely. He was looking forward to stretching out, watching some Netflix, maybe Netflix and chill. Here he is, and he's thinking, this sofa's going to be great. It's going to be great. But it wasn't great because it got jammed. This was last week. Got jammed, and when they did remove it, scuffed. That's not good. Oh, wait a minute. How about this? Oh, that's not good. Plasterwork needs redoing. Oh no. And and here it's been jammed from the top of the stairs. So yeah, he's pretty miffed because it's cost thousands of pounds damage. He said, honestly, it was unbelievable. The sofa was over £2,000 and they caused about that much damage delivering it. They got here and I showed them where I wanted it upstairs and they looked quite tight, but they assured me that they do tight deliveries all the time. I bet they do, missus. I said, oh, well, you're the experts, as they were a delivery company, and I left them to it. They brought it in, they struggled to get over the banister, and eventually they got it in, and then it got jammed and they couldn't get it up or down. And then they said, we've got to go back to Birmingham and try to leave. And they asked me to sign for the delivery, but I refused. I said, I'm not signing anything. The sofa's stuck in my wall. And there was a little bit of an argument about it. And they suggested that he cut the banisters away to get it out. He said, this is a brand new house. I mean, they ruined everything, didn't they? But yeah, since then, the company has continued to deny that they carried it up the stairs and they've stopped communicating. And the whole banister needs replacing and needs to be refurbished. The company, based in Birmingham, told BBC it was carrying out an internal investigation and says the firm emailed Mr. Ansell disputing his version of what happened, claiming the sofa had been left in a safe place on the landing and had offered to replace the damaged sofa as a goodwill gesture. I don't think it was the sofa he wanted replacing. I think it was everything else fixed. But you've got to be careful. Be careful where you put your sofa. Should have got one of those in blow-up got one of those blow-ups chairs instead. It would have been a lot safer, wouldn't it? Meanwhile, this is... We're going to end on a funny. I can't find any animal stories. But this... This is an engagement, a proposal, right? At snow-covered Lake Tahoe, right? And it looks really nice. This was it posted on TikTok, I believe. And it looks really romantic. But the bride-to-be gets quite excitable. She's bouncing around, and she takes him out, and then she does it again. Hey! Yeah, got a bit of a live one there. You might want to rethink it. Oh well, I'll see if there's anyone in the chat. Is anybody there? Oh, we've got 8 people in. Scott's in. Alan's in. He's saying hello from Brisbane. It's evening there. Thomas is in as well. Scott says they should reconsider because I wager his cellmate gets pregnant despite his identifying as a woman. It's funny that. Isn't it funny? Thomas says Andrew Tate is a very strange person, but I think a lot of it's an act. I've heard that. I've heard that it's all like amplified. You know. Again, I only know the surface. And Thomas says a property surveyor should always spot things like not weird. Indeed, if you have a proper survey, you should do. Derek says, hey, you do this every morning? Your chat is a switch from the chats I always find myself on. Breath of fresh air, you are compared to the others. Well, I do this when I can. And on Tuesday nights, about 11 p.m. in the UK time, we do like a long chat, which is more about music and stuff like that. So, we have a little chit-chat. Bondi says there was an article in the Guardian today claiming we can only reach net zero if people don't drive their electric cars. Indeed, if horse and cart. That's what I've been trying to get. Horse and cart. I think I can drive one of those. You don't need a licence for a horse and cart. Derek says I look at genetics in the face. It's always interesting looking at their parents. Yeah, you look at the mothers. It's not looking good for me. It's not looking good for me, I'm afraid. Not with the missus. Oh, she's scowling at me. Thomas says, I always wondered how some people are so ugly, but others are very good looking. Well, again, I think beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Thomas also said, I had norovirus about 11 or 12 years ago. Extremely nasty. Net zero my arse. Was that after the norovirus? The first time I had it, I thought I was dying. I really did think I was dying. It was the worst thing I've ever had. He said, no, he shouldn't be arrested for being an anti-vaxxer. He should be. He should be locked up. Unfortunately, there's no cure for stupid. And if there was, the anti-vaxxer would have refused to take it, wouldn't they? Because they're stupid. Remember, vaccination and science is what's got you here, looking at me right now. Idiots. G-Man says, hello. I'm just having a spot of lunch as I watch. I hadn't eaten since about 6 p.m. last night, so a little hungry. Blimey, G-Man. Blimey. Should be in like I had me porridge this morning. I had porridge. Thomas says, I grew up trusting the police without question. How stupid of me. Well, no, I think you should. You see, now you're condemning all the police. Not all the police are like it. You know? Not all the police. Thomas King says, 20k Hitman, cheap. And then he gives me £2. I'm going to need a little bit more than that. Remember, you can give me money. Thomas does it all the time. He's the only one that does. I encourage more of you, you cheap bastards, to give me money. Don't let just Thomas do it. Dig deep. Because I don't write any of this. I make it up as I go along, you know. It's all improvised. I don't even look at the website. I was too busy pouncing around with my computer. Oh, it's been a nightmare. Thomas says, serves them right for not measuring the place. Well, again, you can do that. But sometimes it just might be you might need to just twist something. We've got some very tight stairs here, and it's, and some idiot, and I wait till I find out who he is, right, has put 2 massive record racks at the foot of our stairs, making it almost impossible to get anything up and down our stairs. And when I find out who did it, I'm going to give him a piece of my mind. Derek says, we have someone who helped my disabled mum. She drives an electric bike. Electric bike, eh? Cool, that's good. How does she charge that? Does she bring that into the house, or does she take the extension lead out? Oh, you mean a pedal bike? I'm thinking motorbike. Can you get electric motorbikes? I guess you could do. I don't know anything. Jimmy says, I do enjoy porridge, but I hate cleaning the pan after. It's very slimy. Trick is when you finish dishing it out, rinse it, hot water or cold water, and let it stand, and then it just comes away. There's a tip for today. Thomas says, I have cottage stairs, extremely narrow. Well, that's, you'll have to have everything from IKEA, and you have to assemble it, don't you? You have to assemble it all yourself. There you go, IKEA. Remember, you've got to say it properly, otherwise you're uncultured. Meatballs, they say. No, it's just the cut of these jeans. And on that's the end. That was the news. Killing the channel, one video at a time. I hope you enjoyed it. You better drink it up. And it all worked rather well.